We've got a lot of fond childhood memories here. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 studios that gave us our favorite childhood movies. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we'll be looking at studios that produce feature-length animated movies that are exceptionally memorable for younger viewers. Therefore, studios that produce animation mostly aimed at adults won't appear on this list. Number 10. Aardman Animations.
And that is why, in a straight fight, a shark would probably beat a Dracula. Jane Austen, feel free to use it in one of your books.
Foregoing traditional animation, Aardman is famous for its films featuring claymation, a style that fits well with their off-the-wall plot lines and often quirky, understated characters like Wallace and Gromit and Shaun the Sheep. Trying to do something different in a field dominated by traditional animation, they use a stop-motion technique to capture their clay characters. When Aardman released their first film, Chicken Run, in 2000, they became an instant success.
I just decided I don't like you.
I just decided I don't care.
And since then, they've produced a number of equally well-received claymation films. While they've made some of the top-grossing stop-motion movies of all time, in recent years, they've branched out and brought their distinct style to computer-animated films as well.
Sing Silent Night backwards.
Oh, no, that.
Kanalis again, Yelot again, La Simlak, La Sithagurb.
Number 9. Nickelodeon Animation Studio.
Hey, I thought you didn't have a driver's license.
You don't need a license to drive a sandwich.
While they're best known for producing zany but relatable animated children's TV shows, Nick has released a number of great theatrical films over the years as well. Unsurprisingly, many of their hit shows and characters have made the jump to the big screen, including Rugrats, SpongeBob, Hey Arnold, and even the crossover Rugrats Go Wild, which features both the Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys.
I'm a kangaroo. Hoppity, hoppity, hop. I'm a froggy, and I'm frogging.
However, the process works in reverse as well, as there have been a number of original Nick films, including Barnyard and the Academy Award-nominated Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, that were spun off into their own Nicktoons. Number 8. Illumination Entertainment.
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
This studio may still be too new for some older audiences to look back on with nostalgia, but you've undoubtedly seen a minion or two on your radar in the last few years. Starting with their first feature, Despicable Me, they spawned a franchise that includes sequels and a spin-off for our yellow banana-loving henchmen.
King Bob!
It's not hard to see why the studio has done so well, what with the voice talents of Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig at their disposal.
You know, you really should announce your weapons after you fire them, Mr. Grill. For example, lipstick taser!
Despite existing for such a short time, the studio has already endeared itself to children. And with additional films like The Secret Life of Pets, they've proven they are here to stay.
Oh, I miss her so much.
Oh my, oh, she's back!
Forgot my phone.
What took so long? Why did you... Oh, come on!
Number 7. Blue Sky Studios.
You look like me.
Oh, hi. Hi, my name is Blue. You know, like the cheese.
Blue Sky had humble beginnings, starting as a visual effects studio formed by animators who had worked together on Tron. Throughout the 80s and 90s, the studio worked on effects for film and advertisements. And in fact, it wasn't until 2002 that they branched out and made their own film, Ice Age. Ice Age was a humongous success, spawning a handful of sequels and becoming one of the highest-grossing film franchises of all time. In the years since, the studio has added a number of successful family films to their catalog, and recently even adapted one of the most beloved children's franchises of all time to the screen in the critical and financial success, the Peanuts movie.
I just hope this new kid has never heard of me. He would know nothing of my past imperfections.
Number 6. Sony Pictures Animation.
Welcome to Hotel Transylvania.
For years, Sony Pictures Imageworks had produced visual effects for dozens of live-action films that you may have heard of. With computer-animated children's films succeeding at the box office, Sony Imageworks created a new animation studio in order to make their own animated children's films. It didn't take long for the new studio to make brilliant films of its own, like Surf's Up. SPA has found continued success with multiple franchises, like Hotel Transylvania and Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, that have proven to be some of the freshest kids' movies in the past few years.
It's so beautiful!
Number 5. Studio Ghibli.
Look at that. They call this a castle?
Combining breathtaking visuals and stunning storytelling, Ghibli's films, especially those of co-founder Hayao Miyazaki, are filled with a sense of wonder and inspiration. The Japanese studio has gained a prestigious reputation for, among other things, much more complex plots and characters than those usually seen in children's films.
I'm not afraid to die. I'd do anything to get you humans out of my forest.
Villains are often absent or sympathetic, challenging perceived notions and giving new perspectives to impressionable younger audiences, and even adults. While many other studios move away from traditional animation to cut costs, Ghibli has remained true to their beautiful aesthetic, with films like My Neighbor Totoro, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Spirited Away, to name a few, becoming iconic with children around the world.
Once you've met someone, you never really forget them. It just takes a while for your memories to return.
Number 4. DreamWorks Animation.
You think that Shrek is your true love?
Well, yes.
You think Shrek is your true love?
DreamWorks quickly made a name for itself by winning the first ever Academy Award for Best Animated Feature with their massive hit, Shrek.
No!
Over the next few years, the studio built upon that reputation by pushing the boundaries of what makes a successful children's film, often finding the right balance of humor, relatable characters, and beautiful visual effects. In a short time span, they've created a number of tentpole franchises, like Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, and How to Train Your Dragon, which all boast multiple impressive films. It's truly the stuff that dreams are made of.
Come on.
Number 3. Pixar.
To infinity and beyond!
Though other studios on this list can say they've produced fantastic computer animated films, only one can claim to have pioneered the process in full length, and that's Pixar. Originally a division of Lucasfilm, Pixar spent years perfecting 3D animation before releasing the first ever computer animated feature film, Toy Story.
You got a friend in me.
Of course, Pixar is noteworthy for more than just its technical advancements. Its films have been hailed as some of the best children's movies of all time. Toy Story 3 and Up both earned nominations for Best Picture, being 2 of only 3 animated films to ever achieve such an honor.
We made it.
Their films made our childhoods more magical, and even as adults give us a sense of childlike wonder.
When life gets you down, you know what you gotta do?
I don't want to know what you gotta do.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
Number 2. Warner Brothers Animation.
Shut up! Did I hear someone say shut up? Yep.
Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Wile E. Coyote, and the rest of the Looney Tunes have been some of the most popular kids' cartoons for decades, dating all the way back to the 1930s. But the Merry Melodies series isn't the studio's only cultural touchstone. In a more action-oriented vein, Warner is also the company behind the animated adaptations of DC Comics, featuring the likes of Batman and Superman. What's more, the studio has made a number of films not directly related to comedic rabbits or costumed heroes, including The Iron Giant and The Lego Movie. Of course, they did get to slip a Superman reference into the former, and have Lego Batman in the latter. We see what you did there.
I only work in black, and sometimes very, very dark gray.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Adults don't talk at home.
No?
Nope.
Well, you're clearly the expert on these things.
Number 1. Walt Disney Animation Studios.
Oh, it's a beautiful dress. Did you ever see such a beautiful dress?
Young or old, it's almost impossible to find someone that didn't grow up loving Disney films. In fact, the studio made the first ever traditionally animated feature film with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and has continually produced quality animation ever since. Each generation has their own collection of classic Disney films, whether it's the early movies like Bambi and Fantasia, or the greats of the Disney Renaissance like The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast.
Bittersweet and strange, finding you can change, learning you were wrong.
Recent additions like Frozen and Zootopia show that they are not gonna slow down anytime soon.
Yes, very funny, very funny.
And even then, those stellar films barely scratch the surface of Disney's list of the best animated films ever made. Hey, a lot can happen when you wish upon a star.
When you wish upon a star, your dreams come true.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.
I'll bet a lot of you folks don't believe that.